Welcome to Operations Management. This is the Syllabus Introduction. I'm your professor, Dr. Eddie Witzel. So the textbook is the 13th edition, Operations Management by Stevenson from McGraw-Hill. So there's a picture of the cover. You can also, if you want to, use the 11th or 12th edition. They're very similar. There's been some updates in the 13th edition, but 99% of the information is available in the older versions. Whatever is best for you. And I will give the page numbers for all three editions. So my office hours, feel free to call, text, or email me at any time. I will respond as soon as I can, usually within 24 hours. Texting is preferred, but please tell me who you are when you text. Once you've told me once, then I can add you to my phone and I know who you are. So there's my phone number or email, whichever's best for you. Zoom meetings. We will have several Zoom meetings. See Learning House for meeting dates and times. If for some reason you cannot participate in one of the Zoom meetings, please text or email me prior to the start of the meeting. I'm a huge believer in the Kolb learning cycle. There's different ways of learning. And Kolb identified this as sort of a wheel. And you go through this process, and some people learn better in different areas or different ways. And so if you start on the right-hand side, watching, this is how a lot of us start learning. You watch, and then you think about what you're watching, and then you actually try it, and then you feel what you're doing. So if you have an example of learning to ride a bicycle, you start out by watching someone ride a bicycle. Then maybe your mom or dad would show you, explain how it works. So if you're starting to tip one way, you turn the wheel that way. If you start tipping the other way, you turn the wheel the other way. And if you're going really slow, it's harder than going a little bit faster. And then you actually try it. You get on the bike, and maybe your mom or dad holds you on the bike, and slowly, or maybe you have training wheels, and slowly you get the feeling of how to ride a bicycle. And that's, so you do it, and then you actually have the feeling. And then you can keep going through that cycle. You watch someone do something else, you think about it, you do it, you feel it. So this applies to this class as well. So in some cases you'll be watching things, we'll be thinking about things, you'll actually be doing things and getting the feel of what it's like when you do these things. Grading. We have class participation, including discussion forums, that's 80 points. Book report and presentation is 50 points. The weekly assignments is a total of 70 points. The case study is 50 points. The term paper is 100 points. And then we have quizzes for some of the assignments, and that's worth 100 points for a total of 450 points. Grading scale, here it shows 92% or greater is an A, then 90 to 91 is an A minus, 88 to 89 is a B plus, 82 to 87 is a B. Now, since this is a graduate course, you have to get a B to pass. So you don't want to get below 82%. So essentially B minus, C, D, F, you can pretty much consider those all Fs because you would have to repeat the class if you got below 82%. Quizzes. So we have quizzes. There's 5 quizzes, session 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8. These are open book, open note, open PowerPoint slides. But there's no internet searches while taking the quiz and no communication with other students during the quiz. And you can repeat the quiz. So just to be aware that when you repeat it, things will be scrambled. But you can repeat it. PowerPoint book review. This is due the week of session 3. You review a book related to the course. You prepare a 4 to 6 page PowerPoint presentation. It should include a picture of the cover, the author's name, summary of the book, list the background of the authors, describe how this book relates to what you have learned in the course. And then you will share your PowerPoint book review during one of the big blue button sessions. Case study, you select a company or your choice of either the product or service sector. You study the manufacturing or operating plan. You identify which inventory control model they're utilizing, their ordering systems, and then track the sales performance for the company for 1 year and summarize their forecast accuracy. A lot of times you can look up what the company forecast the sales to be and what it actually was by looking at last year and this year. And then recommend specific changes that could improve their strategic plan. The case study should be 5 to 7 pages, including the cover sheet and references. So in the case study, academic references are not necessary, but you must have a minimum of 3 references, non-academic, and use APA format for this. The term paper will cover 1 topic from the course. The term paper should be 8 to 10 pages in length, including the cover sheet and references. The application and understanding of key terms needs to be demonstrated. The paper should include the participants' thoughts about their chosen topic, their experience in the course, practical application. And for the term paper, you must have a minimum of 7 academic references. So these are references from sources such as peer-reviewed journals, theses, and dissertations. Extra credit, you can earn extra credit if you'd like to. You can earn a maximum of 20 points of extra credit. It can be turned in at any time up until the last session. There's different options. YouTube video, self-directed field trip, tweet for 30 days, blog for 6 weeks, and options 1 and 2 may be repeated if desired, but must be done on different days. So the details of these are in the syllabus if you're interested. But it's important to remember that the amount of work it takes to do extra credit, it's a lot less work to just do the assignments in the class. Integration of faith and learning throughout the course. There'll be opportunities to integrate faith and learning. Occasionally, I will point out some scripture. You are encouraged to pray for each other and share prayer requests either privately or publicly. And you're welcome to integrate topics of faith into any assignments that you submit. So Isaiah 45:3, this is one of my favorite verses. I will give you the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that you may know that I, the Lord, who call you by name, am the God of Israel. So this course has a lot of treasures and hidden riches. If you learn the concepts of the things in this course and you can apply them on the job, you will be very valued in almost any company or organization that you work in. And there's a lot of information, but this is a great promise that God will teach us all about these things. Academic integrity, this is important. When you're turning in your work, it needs to be your work. Don't be tempted to go look on the internet for a paper and copy it and turn it in. I have tools that I always use that will tell me if your paper is plagiarized. So make sure you write the paper yourself, and anything, it's okay to have quotes in your paper, but cite them appropriately. If you're talking about something that someone else talked about, cite it. Put the parentheses in there of where you found it, and that can be one of your references. So there's lots of details in the bulletin. It's important to understand that you could fail the class for this, and you could also actually be kicked out of the university for plagiarism. So be really careful of this, and you'll do fine. Tutoring, there's online and in-person tutoring available, and they can review your paper up to 10 pages, but require 48 hours notice. Disability. If you have a disability, please contact me. But that if you need accommodations, but please contact, you should, if you have a disability, you should have already contacted the Disability Services Office. So this has been a summary of the syllabus. Please review the actual syllabus. Learning House has lots of information available for you for the course. Call, text, or email me anytime.